What's up, guys? Welcome back. Mark here. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. Now let's get into the Monday, July 8th, the Major League Baseball betting card. We have 7 games to go over. Keep it short, keep it sweet. I'll give you guys 3 best bets, kind of play off some of the narratives from the weekend, and hopefully we can get that broom out and get a 3-0 done for you guys and get that sweep here on this Monday. So, like I said, though, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys are all subscribed down below. Very important to subscribe as well as smash that like button. Let's try to get over 200 likes in this video. Also, give me a follow on X and on the Discord. Okay, there's a lot of cool stuff that we got going on over on those channels. I really would like to post more on X. Quite frankly, it's something that I need to do more of, but it is slow to grow that. If any of you guys are out there on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, please give me a follow so that we can have that channel open in line of communication. So that's where we're at, and let's get into the games. Quick recap from yesterday. We basically broke even on that Sunday. The Dodgers laid an egg. That's something that kind of, I don't want to say stung me, but I did end up betting the over 2.5 pretty decent. So, that's why when you bet to win unit sizes, it sometimes can bite you, but that was a chalky play. I don't know, quite frankly, what they did. They went through the game sleepwalking, but got to hear some nice commentary from Mookie Betts up in the box. So let's await his return, kind of reinforce that Dodgers lineup. But Freddie Freeman and Ohtani both kind of been having a weird, they had a weird weekend. So cashed some Dodgers tickets, just not yesterday. All right, and then we did kind of get barely edged out by that under in the Seattle under runs, went to extras, so that's never a good thing when it's 4-4 and then you get that 5-4 decision. But that's where we were at within that one. Had a couple wins, couple losses. Overall in the weekend, still profitable. But yesterday was just basically a break-even day, rough, all things considered, and quite frankly, it was a day of rest. 4th of July weekend was kind of rough on me, so keep grinding, and let's keep it going into the All-Star break, and I'll give you guys my 3 best bets in this video. So first game up, we do have the New York Mets and Pittsburgh Pirates. This is something where we look into this game. Basically a coin flip. We look into the total sitting here at 8.5. You can find 9s out there in the market. For me, it's going to be a Pirates play, but if you remember correctly, the way that the Mets have been playing, quite frankly, one of the hotter teams, if not the hottest, that was kind of streaking here in June and the early parts of July, now dropping 3 of their last 5. And here we are kind of on this Monday after taking 2 of 3 from Pittsburgh. What happens here? Do we get a 50-50 split? That's kind of where I'm at in this whole thing. But, these basically, except for the first game where Pittsburgh kind of demolished them with on the day that Paul Skeens was pitching, we're going to look at this game and have the probability of having a very close game. So I think that's something where we look at the under 9s jumping out off the page at me. The only thing that kind of hurts me here in this handicap is what the Mets pitcher is going to be doing. Just wanted a little better arm, and I would have kind of entertained the Mets here at plus money, plus 103. Anytime you get them plus money, it's always a good bet. Going against Mitch Keller, didn't really care, but this is something where kind of that getaway game. I would have backed the Mets just to wrap one up and continue, because they need to make a move. That's a team that I think has a lot of momentum for the second half, and 44-44 on the season is not going to get it done. So, I look for them to kind of play strong in this game and possibly win it. Just didn't make my card, and that's kind of how I feel about it. So, all right, next one is Cardinals and the Nationals. Now, this has been a very intriguing series, okay, for me to bet, and quite frankly, I wish I would have stuck with my guns, because in this game, the most important thing to understand is it's going to be a little steamy, 81 degrees. The ball is going to be flying. We're seeing a lot of balls carry out of the ballpark this time of year as well. Excuse me. And this is something where I wish I would have stuck to my guns. I played the over, Washington and St. Louis, quite a lot this weekend, and it's cashed 3 games in a row. So this is something where we look for a little reversion to the mean. I like what we're seeing here within like some Mitchell Parker. Miles Mikolas is usually one of my fade pitchers. Kind of bet against him, but as of late, he's kind of been fairly decent. So when we look at this game, everything screams over, 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 right? We hit 9, we hit 8.5, we hit 9. But now we're seeing this number tick up to 9.5. So I was all over this. I locked it in at minus 128 on FanDuel. Give me the under 9.5. Okay, that's just how I'm playing it. I think that having 3 games to the over, it does lend to that trend. But historically, I do like taking Nationals within overs. But for me, guys, it's just a reversion to the mean play and a play on the number. So that 9.5, I'm going to gobble that up as my first official play. Okay, kind of noticed that too. You know what I mean? Like you hit three overs in a row, the market's going to adjust, and we're seeing that right now. I think it's a little bit of an overreaction. I think it's just a trend. It's not necessarily a reason to bump this up to 9.5 from 9. But who knows? It could be a shootout, another kind of double-digit run game performance for the Nationals or Cardinals. So, but that doesn't really matter. That's my bet. I'm taking the under 9.5. Okay. Next one is one that almost made my card. I did not like the number on this, and I don't like the way the number is headed. We have Gavin Williams going against Kiner Montero for the Indians. The Indians and the Detroit Tigers. Okay, so within this is something where you look at Gavin Williams. Kind of had a rocky first outing up in the big leagues, but this is the Indians, kind of go-to pitching prospect at the time, and they're going to ride him. They're having some starting pitching concerns, sending the likes of Tristan McKenzie and Logan Allen back down to the minor leagues. And they really need to get that figured out to help kind of do the front end of the work when we have the number one bullpen in the AL, if not the major leagues. You have to check that one for me. But this one was where I looked at the Guardians and a way to play them. I do look for Gavin Williams to have a little bit of better of a start, especially against a Tigers club that really struggles. So I do want to get involved with the Guardians game. I just don't like laying $1.40. And I think at the time where I first initially looked at this, they were actually over $1.40. So I'm passing on the money line, and I don't have the confidence to play them on the run line on the road. I don't like that number as well. So we are going to have them in the money line parlay of the day, which I'll get to, and I'll save the other leg for the end of this video. So we'll get to that one in a sec. Okay. Next one, Colorado, Cincinnati. This is one where we're going to look for Cincinnati. I do love Cincinnati in this spot. Like I said, I'm trying to go easy on this game because it could be one of those weird days, right, as we await the All-Star break. So I would go Cincinnati or nothing, but I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to jump all over that plus 165 Rockies love. But I do tend to bet more favorites on the money line. That's where I find my edge. That's what works for me. And that's just kind of how I do it. So I do pick my shots to bet dogs, and this may be a good day at the end of the day. We revisit this video and kind of get into the narrative where, hey, maybe some of these guys, they pulled out a little bit too early before the All-Star break. So if that's the case, maybe the dogs will be barking. So we'll all figure that out tomorrow. But in this game, I do like Andrew Abbott a touch better than Ryan Feltner. So for me, it's Reds or nothing. All right. Twins, White Sox. We got Chris Flex on the bump. This is one where I would love to get some Twins action, but quite frankly, at $1.75, not worth it to me. And I'm going to stay away from the White Sox, especially if the Twins staff this game on the road. This is where you start to see what I'm talking about, where 51 and 39 on the season. They need to win. They're neck to neck with the Indians in terms of that battle. But this divisional game, I'm not going to back Chris Flexen even at home. So if you do want to have some fun with that $1.63, or even play some underdogs today, teams that I would love in that situation would be the Diamondbacks. I would take a piece of the White Sox and possibly the Rockies. So those are just the 3 dogs that I think are live. But there's really nothing from a metric or an analytical standpoint that will give me that indication. It's just the fact that I'm basically making a play on a big money line value with the narrative that potentially these teams might take a day off. All right, especially after a weekend. Okay, so let's look at this from the next game on the card: the Rangers and Angels. John Gray going against Davis Daniels. I wanted to play the under in this game. You look at some of the numbers; it does support that. John Gray had a really good month. I think it was June, or I'm sorry, in May, but June not so much. We're seeing some regression from him. I'd love to trust him out there on the bump. Davis Daniel, I could get down with that against that Texas lineup on the road. Completely different number splits. So for me, it'd be under or nothing in this game, but I just don't trust these arms enough to keep the door shut. So I passed on this one as well. All right, and then we do have the Braves Diamondbacks. Okay, we're gonna have the likes of Chris Sale going against Yolber Diaz. Now, Yolber Diaz is one of the Diamondbacks' hot prospects. Making his first debut. So this is one where we are going to take the 8.5 in this game. Kind of a play on Sale and kind of a play on the fact that I'm hoping that this prospect, he had kind of a decent, decent run in the AAA ranks. This is a very quick call up in my opinion. I looked at some of the stuff with Yolber Diaz. I'll try to pull it up for you guys. This is where we're looking at him having essentially in 2024. He had 11 games started in AA, 4 games started in AAA, 22 innings of work in AAA with 8 earned runs and an opponent batting average of 220 with a 3.27 ERA. So the WHIP is down at at 1.23. So those are some things that you need to take into consideration. But in terms of AAA versus big leagues, way different. So whether those numbers will translate into any kind of performance tonight, that's yet to be determined. But more so, this is a nice play on Chris Sale. Hopefully we get a dominant performance from him. His month of June was absolutely fantastic. Going deep into the games, you see 1 run, 2 run, 8, and then that anomaly against the Athletics where he had an 8-run performance. But you take that out of his game logs, and I think he's firmly in Cy Young consideration, even with an 11-3 record on the season. It's just quite frankly, what a comeback year, I guess I'll say, for Chris Sale at the age of 35. So that's where I'm at with that. So I would be taking the under 8.5, minus 125 in this game. Let's just hope that we get a dominant performance from Atlanta. Maybe they rest some guys and just get out of here with a win. So that will be my second official play. So we have 2 unders in that regard. And then we're going to wrap it up. We're going to take the likes of a 2-team money line parlay. I alluded to the fact that we were taking the Guardians, and then we are going to couple that with the great state of Ohio. We're going to stay in Ohio. We're going to take the Reds at $1.75 against the Colorado Rockies. The Reds are coming home. I like this kind of matchup for both of these teams, and what not better way to keep it in the state of Ohio. So 2-team money line parlay, Cleveland and Cincinnati. Those are my winners for today. We're going to back Gavin Williams and the likes of Andrew Abbott. Plus pitching matchup, I think that the Reds get at home. Colorado's been running a little bit hot, winning 3 out of their last 5, taking 2 of 3 from Kansas City, but not so fast. Yesterday, losing 10-1 to Kansas City, and quite frankly, I believe in that game it wasn't even any one of Kansas City's big guns throwing. So that's just something to keep in mind. So I could see the Cincinnati Reds winning this one with margin. So we are going to keep it in Ohio for that 2-team money line parlay. Let's go Guards and Reds. Tribe, but for intrinsic purposes, we'll just call them Cleveland. Okay, so that's what we got going on. Those are my 3 best bets. Quick recap here for you guys and gals out there in the chat, but we will be doing under 8.5 Atlanta, under 9.5 St. Louis, and Guardians Reds moneyline parlay. That will pay a plus 153 amount. So those are my 3 best bets. Let's try to get those brooms out. Thank you all for watching. Remember to subscribe down below. Smash that like button if you have not already done so. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. And we will see you all tomorrow in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Cheers.